Hey, Halt! Every single time we do it. And I'm just smart enough to now I realize that we just hit record and the magic happens. Just like that. Welcome back to another great episode of Security Halt Podcast. Today, I have a great friend, and I guess I can call you a coffee master, a Zen coffee master. That's what I think of you when you're making your coffee. Dustin Hayes from Red, White, and Badass Brew. How's it going, brother?
It is going, man. It is going. Just blessed, man, and glad the holidays are here. How about yourself?
Dude, it's a great time. It's a great time. Now that I'm finally in a healthier mind state these years, it's all about gratitude and being able to say, like, holy shit, Chris, because, you know, we spend so much time being the grumpy dudes like, oh, man, screw holidays. They're not that important. There's so many opportunities to have been, like, around real good friends. We were just like, nah, whatever. I'm going to be cool. I'm gonna be in my one-bedroom apartment, hang out by myself. That fucking sucks.
Yeah. I mean, stay isolated? Man,
Yeah.
fuck all that.
Yeah. Now, be with friends, be with family, enjoy this time of year. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you know, that's kids strive on it, right? I mean, this is how we get them in our next generation into the holiday spirit because they go off our lead. You know, if we're grumpy, they're going to be like, oh, holidays. I hate them. That means people are going to go out shopping. Like, go out, have fun, and make it a whole event for the family.
Dude, exactly. Lights. I love the light shows. I love being able to drive around my neighborhood and look at the responsible adults that know how to hang lights, because what I do is not, nobody should do what I do. I wait till the last minute, and when my wife's finally had enough, and she's like, get the fucking lights up. And it's just like, god damn it. Run up, put them around the pillar, hang them around, then like, all right, got lights around the perimeter, we're good. But I see the people that take the time to do like these amazing works of art. I'm like, A, my hat's to you, because electricity, holy shit. And B, like, that's art. That's beautiful art. I enjoy it every time I drive by the neighbors that take the time, because it puts me in a better mood. It helps everybody else get in the spirit. So yeah.
That's it, man. We have a whole neighborhood that does it here where I live in Santee, California, man. Whole neighborhood. Like, it's like only like 5 or 6 houses out of this little neighborhood that don't do it. It's truly, so you walk around, they sell hot chocolate, popcorn, tamales, like empanadas. I mean, the whole thing.
That's like Hallmark type shit right there.
100%. 100% it is. It's like something you would see in a movie.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to tell me about the multicultural couple that came from the big city that falls in love after meeting at your town. Like, that's a dream come true.
Well, you know, we're not gonna go. You know, I don't
not
know.
As in love.
I enjoy the lights.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. But yeah, dude. I want to know about you and how you got into coffee. I know that when it comes to having a dream and being vocal about it, like that's a huge step. But like coming into a realization of like, yeah, this is my dream. Like, what was that journey like for you?
Well, you know, I'm a high school dropout. I also fought along Navy SEALs, and I opened and operated a multi-million-dollar business and exited another. You know, so that not too bad.
Yeah, but you already had some experience.
yeah, I have some experience. You know, it's not too bad. You know what I mean? But you know, when you have to really brace yourself for the truth.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for coffee, I wouldn't be here today. Like, coffee literally saved my life. And you know, I grew up in Yukon, Oklahoma, and with my dad. And, you know, just really didn't do a whole lot in school. I was just always that kid who was just kind of always behind, you know, like wasn't academically there. But no big deal. Grew up, you know, kind of fairly normalish. It was just me and my dad, you know, so it was like a bachelor lifestyle, you know, so I didn't really have a woman figure in my life to really be that mother figure for me.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
But still, like that is so rare. That you're one of the few people that I've met. You never hear about enough stories where it's a dad that's filling in, like that. That's you have the father figure. Everybody is it's the story we mostly hear, and I'm not dogging on it. It's life. It's a fact. I don't hear enough stories about like, yeah, it was just me and my dad. I know my friend Merrill. He had a positive, strong father that took his kids and said, you know what, I got to take care of my boys. And you're the only other person that I've been able to meet that has a story. And dude, that's a powerful testament that, yeah, dads can get it done too.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And he was a no nonsense kind of guy. I mean, he was great, great father. Taught me a lot. He's the one who really kind of started molding my mindset, for toughness. And I didn't even know it at the time. I didn't know my dad was molding me for for adult life. And so when I fucked around in school, man. And ninth grade, when I got to high school, it was like like I peaked real quick and downhill roller coaster came.
Ninth grade, I fucking made it.
Yeah. I don't need to go anymore. I'm here.
Learn everything I need, folks.
Yeah. Exit mic drop. So really fell ninth grade, struggled ninth grade, 10th grade. I looked at my dad. I was like, man, listen, I'm not going to graduate high school. I just can't. And he's just like,
honest
all right.
broker.
Yeah. Well, the stress of like going to tell my dad of like, hey dad, I'm not going to graduate high school. How is he going to take that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know how to judge my dad about the biggest news I probably delivered to him, so he took it pretty well. He was just like, yeah, kind of figured like your track record.
That's a hard thing for a parent. That's a hard thing because we know the value, like now that we're older.
Yeah.
I certainly didn't know the value of an education back then. And I was just, I pissed off a lot of teachers and I probably didn't do the best that I could, but now looking back, I didn't have a family that was supportive in it. Education wasn't told to me. It wasn't something that was told to me that could be a gateway for me to advance in life. But that's also like a hard thing for a father to say, like, okay, like I know my son has talents. Maybe school isn't right now. School may not be the only option for him. Maybe GED down the road. That's a tough fucking thing. Like, how did your dad navigate that?
Well, he goes, listen, you got 30 days to get your shit together. So that's either work for the family construction business or join the military. So I was sitting there going, well, I've been fired and I've quit 5 times from my dad's construction business. Probably the only time you can really quit and get fired and still keep coming back for a job is when your parents own it. You know what I mean? But, I mean, it's like, because we have 2 A personalities, man. And we're like, and he's just a hard dude, man. Like he had a hard life growing up too.
Yeah.
His dad at 15 was like, drove semi trucks, and he's like, hey, he rolled up. My dad was walking home one day from school, and my grandpa was driving by, stops and says, hey man, just want to let you know I sold the house. You have an hour to pack your shit and get out. The motorcycle in the garage is yours if you want it. If not, I don't give a shit what you want to do with it. So my dad's over here going, what? And then his mom was remarried, but my grandfather on that side, wasn't the easiest dude, man. He owned a ranch, 110 acres, a concrete pumping business. And he was just like, yeah, no, he ain't coming in here. So my dad's kind of like, well, I can either just go homeless or I do something about it. So he did. So he finished high school, and then he became a firefighter right out of high school.
Shit.
Yeah. So he was just like, yeah, man, I'm not going to let it deter me. So maybe it's in my bloodline. I don't know, because I've kind of went down a similar path, but he graduated high school. I didn't. I knew high school was not for me. I knew I was going to be like fucking 21 or something before I graduated, because I was not studying. I wasn't doing the right things. I was not doing anything to excel in my academic career.
Yeah.
So I told him, and he's just like, all right. And so when I was scratching my head going, well, I'm going to join the military. because I figured that would give me a way out. Get me out of here, a fresh start. Not only that, but the benefits and go see the world. So my high school counselor, when I told her that I was dropping out, she's like, "Oh my God, you should not. Worst decision ever. You're gonna ruin your life." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." And joined, and well, it didn't ruin my life. I mean, it enhanced my life greatly. There's parts of my life I wish going like, "Damn, it was hard," but man, I'm here standing, breathing here today.
Absolutely.
So that's the amazing part. So I joined in 2000, and I was a ABF for my first part of the career, and then went on the ships, and then went to Operations Command in Oklahoma, where I was born, where I was raised at. And from there, I was like, you know what, I'm getting out and doing something else. I was going to become a police officer. So I got out, and my wife at the time was like, "Hey, let's move back to California." I was like, "Okay." So we did. I joined the reserves and excelled in the reserves. I mean, reserves are so easy. So so then my commanding officer, he's like, "Hey, dude, you're a pretty good sailor. You're pretty smart. I want you to go fly drones for NSW, Naval Special Warfare." I was like, "What is drones? I've never even heard of this. Like, what is a drone?"
What time frame was this?
This was in 2009.
Oh, yeah. Drones were getting it.
Drones were getting it, but I mean, like, I didn't watch TV. I didn't really play video games. So, like,
well, you do now.
Like, yeah, so like, I'm like, I don't even know what this is, And so he explains to me, and I was like, he's like, "Oh, it's like a video game, blah, blah, blah." I was like, "Great. That doesn't fit me at all. I don't think I'm the right guy for this job." And she's like, "You know what? Thank you, but I'll take that as a yes." I was like, "Okay."
All right.
Yeah, I mean, him captain, me 5, he flipped the coin, he wins. That's an easy thing. So there's really no argument. So then we went and started flying drones for NSW. We're part of JSOC and had a blast doing it. Went through training, and then during training, they're like, "Hey, we want select people to come out and support the Special Forces community." We were selected. About 5 of us were selected for it, and I was like, "Okay, I have no idea what I'm getting myself into on this leg of the trip, but okay, here we go."
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm in. So we did. And then I was excellent. I didn't even know I was that good at flying drones.
Yeah.
So went there and ended up getting injured in 2011 in Afghanistan, and just freaking just the effective fire, man. Those enemies came in, started doing some effective firing, and I was on a little tower, and I jumped the fuck off of it, and ended up rolling my fucking ankle and tearing ligaments in it. And so, and it hurt. It hurt bad, but I kept going. I kept going on it. I just took freaking Motrin like it was Pez candy, and just kept going, wrapped it up, kept it wrapped, and stayed on it for about another 3 months. Well, inevitably, my decision doing that probably that's what ended my military career, because it just did irreversible damage. They did a couple of surgeries, and then after my first surgery, they put a boot on it. I couldn't even stand up straight. And then I found out I had back issues, and I was like, I'm like a Buick, man. I'm just falling apart at the wheels here.
Yeah, taking care of your feet is not on anybody's top priority. I'm in the same boat. I suffered 2 injuries, both left and right feet, just fucking destroyed. And just because you can still walk, like, it's insanely painful, but like, well, I mean, I can still walk, so obviously there's if I'm still able to walk, then I'm fine. It's like, no, like, you're doing damage. You're putting more damage on top of damage.
Well, that's the thing, though, is we put the mission first.
Yeah,
we put our guys first. What other atmosphere do you ever do that?
Yeah.
I mean, really, you go out in the civilian world, you injure your ankle, you're like, "Man, I need to take a week off."
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, there, you don't do that. You're like, "No, man, I'm staying in the fight." I am not taking the day
even
off.
in training. Even in training, one of our other co-hosts, Eric, a horrible ankle injury, should not have deployed. Surgeries, pins, just, I mean, still going to PMT, and like he's supposed to not even be walking. He's supposed to not be bearing any weight on it. But it's like, you're not going to tell a guy that's dedicated his entire life to being at the front element of being an assaulter, like, hey, go rest this one out. Like, no.
Hey, go sit on the sidelines, man. Watch it on
Hell
TV.
no. You're not gonna tell your team's most valuable senior NCO, like, hey, take a break. Just don't go on this one. No, because inherently all of us want to go. And like, kudos to Eric, because that injury, that shit, like, and I was there when it happened, and then to see him just push through and just bypass the healing and just not listen to any of the doctors, which we all do, just to be like, yeah, I'm good to go on deployment.
Yep.
It's like, fuck, dude, like, you have hardware all over your body. And it's like, no, man, like that's the name of the game at the time. But I think when we go in the civilian community, we see a lot more, like, you can be committed to the job, you can committed to the cause, committed to your coworkers, but it's not life or death. So that's when it's like, okay, like, all right, well, like, it's okay for Tim to go take the weeks off. But our first responders, I guarantee our first responders are the same way.
Same exact
the
way.
Firefighters, the officers, the EMT, like, they're all the same way, guaranteed.
It's mindset.
Yeah,
it is our mindset to go in there and complete the mission.
Absolutely.
Not to be a strain on a team, to be an asset.
Yeah.
So
service to others, to be of
100%.
service to others, and you don't want to be the weak link. And I completely see it, and that's why the communities are so much alike and so much the same, and what guys go back and forth between the employment. Like, you see it. Oh, I was a cop first, and it was just I wanted to serve more, so I came into the military, or vice versa. Yeah, I was friggin' Ranger, and I left and became a police officer. It's like, once you find that calling and you want to continue doing it, like, it's a hard thing to overcome or get over. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's as long as you can do it healthy and you can do it physically and your body can do it. But when it's time to walk away, please.
Well, it's trying to figure out knowing that time, right? So when they sat there and said, hey, thank you for your service, but you're no longer an asset, you're a liability now.
Yeah. I
was like, what the fuck? Like, I have never heard that in my life.
Yeah.
And what do I do? Like, I was depressed, so, so inevitably they medically retired me and got out. And then I was lost, man. So here I am getting medically retired. Actually, not too much different than 13 years before, when I'm told my dad, hey, I'm going to drop out of high school, but except for I have a wife, 3 kids, and a mortgage. So then I'm lost. I'm kind of lost. When I get out, I'm trying to figure out what I do. So I go to school, because everybody does that for infusion for capital, right? How easiest way to make money? Go to college.
Yeah.
Yep. You need a little bit of coin in your pocket, go to college. So that's what I did, just so I can get money coming in. But now I'm just trying to figure out my life. I'm trying to figure out where I want to go. Applied for jobs, man, got denied. And then I opened I started a construction business in 2015 with my father-in-law, and did that, and then brought on a partner not much longer after we started, about a year after we started the business, and then ended up finding out he was not really doing his part, and he opened another business behind my back. And then started moving money around, focused time and assets on that business, same line of business, same construction. And then I was on my way to be a millionaire, and within a matter of weeks, I was $700,000 in debt.
Holy shit!
$700,000 in debt. So here I am, really not much different than. Not much different from when I was in high school, when I decided to drop out, except for now I have an ex-wife, I have 4 kids, I have a mortgage, I have lawsuits coming in, I'm on the verge of bankruptcy, and I'm losing my house and possibly going homeless. So
it's like the worst country song ever.
Hey, listen, I didn't lose my dog. I actually gained the dog. So, there's a bright side to everything, man.
Like, God damn it, Travis Tritt.
Yeah. Oh man. So here I am, and so what did I do? I started another business. I started a solar cleaning business. Because that's just who I am. I didn't fold up shop like, oh, I want to go get a job. I was like, yep, nope, new business. Didn't know anything about solar cleaning, but then I ended up getting some skin cancer removed off my back, and my dermatologist was going, and this is the year 2001. My dermatologist was like, you probably should find a new line of work. So I was like, well, shit. and I actually got the business up and running because I'm a networker and I'm a hustler. So I got it full healthy, got it going. Ended up selling that business to another veteran. So now I'm just sitting there drinking an overpriced cup of coffee, and I'm going, what in the hell am I going to do with my life?
Yeah.
So I kind of did what you naturally think I would do. So I went and did a research. I was like, you know what? I think I could roast coffee. How to start a coffee business? I Googled it. How to start a coffee business. And all right, started the coffee business up and running. But now I'm going through a lot of emotional aspects of losing the business, the lawsuits. Now they're kind of talking about verges of taking my house because we had a line of credit tied to the construction business, and we were insolvent. So started kind of navigating through that, and then it just started getting too overwhelming to try to deal with everything. Then my lawyers go, hey, great idea for a coffee business. Don't go making any money. And I'm like, why the hell not? And they're like, because the state will take it because it's an asset. So here I am in this purgatory state, running out of money quickly because lawyers are very expensive.
Yeah.
Got this business idea. I think that's great. But now I'm reeling of all the side effects of it, the bankruptcy, the foreclosure on my house. What am I going to do with my kids? How am I going to get another house? I'm going to probably have to file bankruptcy. So started going through that.
Your mental health at this point is just
shot
at the lowest. Yeah.
Well, no, not the lowest. So I'm doing okay on trying to navigate those aspects and dealing with, whatever they got with the skin cancer and going back every 6 months to get checked out. So so I'm navigating this. Well, then my son decides to say, Dad, I'm done with school. And this is his senior year, 4.3 GPA. And fucking at the finish line
Holy
goes,
shit, this is full circle moment.
Full circle. And I'm over here. Now my son tells me he wants to fuck off and all this. And I was like, dude, you can't. You're at the finish line. Just, if you don't want to go to college, fine, don't. But just graduate high school. You have a 4.3
How did you feel
GPA.
in that moment though? Did you feel like, oh fuck, like am I betraying my younger self? Because now like I would imagine it's like, fuck, like were you thinking like, was it really the best move? Was it beneficial for me to leave? Like what was your rationale and what was your final like, okay, this is how I have to stand my ground on this issue with my son now?
It came full circle. And I looked at myself and I looked at him and I was like, and I started comparing myself to my son. And I was like, well, I can't do that because my son's actually a completely different person. We're in a completely different time. Yep. I was like, so I tried to talk to him and I was like, what's going on, bud? Meanwhile, their mother's addicted to drugs and has kind of been in and out of their life. So there's that side effect and residual thing that's going on with them. And I've been raising them for the last 4 years on my own.
Yeah.
So I was like, Bud, what are you doing, man? Like, if I can stress one thing, man, just finish this. I guarantee you will thank yourself down the line. Trust me, take it for somebody who knows. Well, then he started to get addicted to drugs and then he started not doing school. And then at this point he had a job and I told him, now you have to start paying rent and all this stuff. And then he's like, well, I'll just quit my job. So I'm kind of handcuffed. He doesn't want to go get help. He doesn't want to go get any kind of mental help. And now he's starting to use some hard drugs. And so I had to make the ultimate decision, say, well, I found myself just like I was, just like my dad was in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
You know, except for now it's my turn to tell my son, you got, it's your time to get your shit together. Well, he didn't end up getting his shit together, and I had to kick him out. Then a month after that, my oldest daughter tried to commit suicide, and I found her the next morning in her room, and I called 911, and she was in bad shape. She took about 400 Tylenols or ibuprofens.
Fuck.
Yeah. You know, wasn't a small attempt. It was a severe attempt, and she was in the hospital for 7 days, and I was in there with her right from the get-go. And when that happened, I was completely shattered. Yeah. At this time, I couldn't bear anymore. I couldn't think. I couldn't. Every time I wake up in the morning, I wish I wouldn't. Every time phone would ring, I'd avoid it. You know, I couldn't motivate myself. I couldn't motivate my kids. I really started hating myself, and started looking back and like, well, I'm just a colossal fuck up. I can't do anything right. Took it
all
real
that
bad.
negativity, all the negative voices, the rumination just builds on itself.
Yep, that state of purgatory. You can't go get a job, can't go get a good job, can't go do anything. You know, you're in that state of purgatory, and you have nothing but time to think, which is very dangerous. So I wrote 5 letters to 5 most important people in my life. And at the time, I went and visited one of the guys I wrote a letter to, but I just visited him to have a general conversation with him. I'm not telling about my mental health. I'm not telling about anything like that. We just had a nice long conversation. And at the end, I told him, hey, I love you, man. You know, it's been great knowing you. And he thought, and he goes, what the fuck do you mean by that? And I go, well, I opened up. I told him, I go, I can't do this anymore. I'm 100% done. I'm a lousy father. I'm a lousy partner. I'm financially destroyed. I'm absolutely done. I want to end my life. I'm ready. He goes, no fucking way, man. He goes, no, you're not. He goes, look, what do you have going on in your life that's positive? And I was like, nothing, dude. I don't have anything positive going on. He goes, yeah, you do. What is it? You have something positive. What do you look forward to every morning? What do you look forward to? And I sat there and thought about it. He goes, no matter how small it is. I was like, well, I enjoy my coffee. Every morning I wake up and I really enjoy my coffee. You know, and he goes, great. Focus on that. Every morning for 21 days, wake up, turn on your coffee maker, go back to bed. When it's done, wake the fuck up and enjoy the hell out of that badass coffee. I was like, all right. So I did. And then stuff started looking a little less bleak. And every morning he checked in on me. Hey, bud, how you doing? How you doing? Hey, what do you need to get done today? You know, he made me accountable. Yep. And I felt like I had somebody in my corner who was on my side. And so I kept doing it. Stuff started looking a little less bleak and started now figuring out the problems, now going through the solutions and dealing with those every single day. And just deal with one solution, one problem, one solution, and kept knocking it down.
Yeah, build the momentum.
You know, the snowball effect. Yep, that snowball effect. If you don't take action, you're just going to be in the same spot. You absolutely must take action. So I did. And I'm doing okay today. You know, I'm doing very well. You know, my kids right now my 2 older kids are trying to find their own way in life, you know, which is okay. And, You know, if it wasn't for coffee, I would have I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
Because that was one positive thing that I looked forward to in the morning. You know, and people are like, well, why not your kids? You know, why not your dog? Why not your business? Why not your friends? You know, I was like, well, you know, at that time, I didn't feel like I had any of that. You know, I resented my kids at the time. I feel like I'm in this situation because of them now. You know, so I started going through some resentment. You know, not really, you know, spending time with my kids. You know, I was emotionally drained the moment I woke up. You know, it's like, how do you go about your business when you're already emotionally drained and you're
And people don't,
fighting every
yeah,
single day?
people don't stop to think about that. The the mental health of parents is vastly different, in my opinion, than what I go through with my, like, I don't have kids. I don't have that life to constantly ensure that they're fed, nurtured, taken care of. I can focus on me. Like, my wife is 100% stable. I have my own regiment. I have control of my life. If I look back to when I was at my worst and you handed me a baby or a child that needed me to care for independent, it's like I'm drowning and you're tossing me other lives to try to keep. Like, you're talking to
Yep.
somebody that could not pass the clump test. Like, look, dog, I can't swim. Like, I'm not that dude. I'm not the pool guy. Like, don't
Yeah.
give me that. Like, but our parents, the people are out there raising the next generation of little ones and teens who are also going through a transition point in their own life, and the hormones and everything that goes on in there. You add in the complexities of mental health and the issues that we're all dealing with. Parents have it so much fucking harder. Like, I can't tell you that I understand the pain, but I know what it's like to have to deal with the same issues. But I understand it gets inevitably, like, even more complex, even harder when you've got kids right next to you that are also dealing with their own trauma. And that's, dude, kudos to you, man. Like, that is a hard thing to do. Like, it's a hard one because you see their failures, you see what they're dealing with, and that's a direct reflection, you think, of me, of my abilities as a father, my abilities as
Yep.
a parent. And I am so grateful that you not only did you get through it, but you're able to see that, hey, you are doing the best you can, and your kids are doing the best they can. Like,
And that is 100%, man. You know, we take it harder on ourselves when our kids are effing up. You know, we go like, fuck, what am I doing wrong?
yeah,
You know what I mean? You could actually be doing everything right. You know, it could be external circumstances. It could be their friend group. It could be a parent not being
yeah,
very active in their life or causing a stressor in their life. You know, and they don't know how to deal with it. You know, and that's the thing. You know, but these kids today have a lot more than what we had. Shit. You know,
yeah.
I had a pager. You know, I never got a naked picture on my pager. You
they
know,
have they have more access to resources, but at the same time, they have more access to things that can screw them up and put them in the tailspin of all sorts of issues, depression and anxiety, just from social media alone. Like, holy
alone,
shit, yeah. Like,
alone. You talk about these fucking influencers on social
yeah,
media, man, and they're like, "Oh, the only way I look good is Botox, fake lips, fake
yeah,
eyelashes, fake butt, fake boobs, you know, and liposuction, and starve yourself."
yeah.
Like, whoa, no, that
Even
is
for
so
us,
unhealthy.
even, yeah, even for somebody that wants to be a business owner, wants to start their own small business, and they go to Instagram or Facebook or TikTok to look for inspiration, and you see somebody like, I started my own business in 24 hours, and now I make $5 million. Like, oh fuck, dude, how do I do that?
Yeah,
That's not
sign
the
me up.
reality. That's not the reality. There's
No.
this weird trend right now, and it's really toxic in my opinion because it gives people the idea that I don't have it within me, so I need to look out for sources. No, there's mentorships, there's opportunities to learn. Those are things you need to
Oh,
learn and understand how things work in the real world. What you don't need is somebody on social media saying, like, I did this in 4 days and look at all this stuff. I'm like, the reality of it, there's a lot of hustling, a lot of grinding, a lot of learning on the go, and it's enjoyable. It's hard work, but it's fun and rewarding. Fuck that chick that's on Instagram saying that she started an LLC with $2 and rubbing 2 nickels together and
Yeah.
like sells fucking seashells on the shore. Like that's not real. Like
Don't compare yourself to them.
Yeah, exactly. Like fuck, dude. I I fell for the same tricks. I'm like, well, fuck. There's no way I could do what I want to do because I don't have what it takes. Well, how the fuck do I know? Because I'm looking at social media and I'm trying to compare myself to these other dudes. And it's like, fuck, like, no, I can just do my own thing. We can all just do our own things and actually learn how to do your own small business and go after it. Like that's the reality of it.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to take the leap. You know what? I've never said this on a podcast. I'm going to fucking say it. People are like, how'd you get in the construction business? Do you understand I didn't know anything about concrete when I got in the construction business? And we mainly did concrete. So I partnered up with somebody who did build concrete. So I took care of the business side. But on the back side of that thing, I was out there learning concrete. I was out there basing concrete, doing the job. Because how do I be the best person in that company? Learn the job.
Yeah.
You don't have to become a master at it, but you have to know the job. You got to know the processes. You got to know from digging a footing to forming it up to proper pouring, the proper placement. You have to know those steps in order to be a good business owner in a construction business. So I wasn't some guru, but I wasn't afraid to go, what I got to lose. So every business that I started under 10 grand.
Oh yeah.
10 grand. I didn't know how to clean solar panels when I started a solar cleaning business, but there's so much resources out there to learn. I didn't know about roasting coffee, getting the coffee business. I was never a farmer. I was never a broker. I was just a consumer. I was just like everybody else who out there enjoys coffee, man. I was a consumer, but I didn't let that stop me.
Exactly.
From starting it.
Same here. I had a shitty mic that I got from Amazon. I had no idea what I was doing, and I was using Discord to record with a free bot. Like, no idea what I was doing. Absolutely none. And then I kept telling myself, well, I have to have some sort of degree. I have to get some sort of certification. So, like, there I am, finally investing money on these, like, really expensive courses, going through Berkeley and sitting down, having all this time invested in learning from somebody else. And the first thing that comes out of this dude's mouth is, the best way to do this is to actually get out there and start recording. And I'm like,
fuck, that cost me 10 grand.
Awesome. That's great. I mean, there's some valuable resources in there because then you learn the artistic side of it. You learn about but all the stuff that I use, all the plugins, all the resources for like actually using tools to record and fix audio and all that stuff. That's just, you learn it. You learn how to do it. You learn by doing it and you research.
That's it. You can watch, people are like, I lost a lot of money in the coffee business because I didn't know e-commerce. I've never had an e-commerce business, but oh my God. But the education, sometimes worth it. It's sometimes worth it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I know not to do that again.
Yeah, did the same thing. First job that I got offered to produce audio, I didn't know how to, ask for money. I didn't know what. I literally agreed to do the job, and this is a long-term contract. I agreed to do it, and I was like, you are so retarded. You didn't even ask how much. And it's like, all right, well, hey, I got a job, so now I know to ask about the money. You know what? I didn't care because being able to do something that I was actually in love with, I actually enjoyed doing, being able to have that validation if somebody saw potential in what I did, that mattered. That mattered more. And the rest, you just learn. You learn how to do it. I learned not to get too excited and just hang up on the phone and be like, I got the job. Yeah. You got to discuss how much you're going to, get paid to do the thing. But hey, good on you for being excited. That's life. Be willing to experience that. And a lot of people don't want to just take that leap and bet on themselves because we've been told our entire lives in the military, it's just keep your nose down, keep doing, keep going,
just keep grinding.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm like, no, you have an idea. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
And people are like, like I started the coffee business and they're like, it's so saturated. It's like, well, I'm different I have a different market.
Exactly.
And, not only that, but at the time when I even started it, I didn't have the story, but I didn't even know at the time that, like, holy crap, like coffee saved my life.
Yeah.
And that is the most amazing. Now I tell people, tell your story. How did you get where you got?
No.
You didn't happen by chance. I mean, some luck and some not, but you took some opportunities that were presented to you. How did you get there? Because most of us have a really interesting story of how we started a business.
Yeah.
You know,
I sold an Xbox.
you,
that's a true story of this
yeah.
this small operation. I I looked up the price to start my business, and I was like, huh, I bet you I could get that much money for this Xbox. So I sold the Xbox, all the controllers, everything on eBay, and I'm like, huh, all right, I guess I got money for a business now. And it's like it's exactly that type of simplicity that really is out there for you. If you have a dream, you have a concept. I just started Googling it, started looking it up, and saw other people that were doing it and making money, making a life out of it. Like, there's a guy that has a podcast on woodworking. There's an audience for that. There's a guy that has a podcast on just growing one specific type of plant. Like, like, all right, cool. So if they're able to do it and they're able to succeed, why can't I? Why can't I go after what I love doing, what I like to talk about, and what I like to promote and bring out to a community of people that I feel is underserved? Why not?
Yep.
I'm willing to bet on myself. And if I've made it this far in life off of my own hard work, what does that tell me? That all that negative shit for years that was stuck in my head, it's all fucking bullshit. Because nobody took the test for me. Nope. Nobody came in there and did the PT test for me. Nobody came in there and took all the written tests or exams for me in every school. Nobody was there to, like, okay, tap out, time, then you get out of the way, let me take over so you can win. Nobody did that. Nope. Nobody did that for you. If you're listening out there, nobody did that for you either. Whatever you have, whatever you've acquired right now, you got that. Your hard work, your determination, you got it.
Yep.
Because of your work. So whatever you want to do in life, just apply what you've been doing so far that's made you successful and go after it. It's that simple. But we tell ourselves we can't do it. I did it for 37 years of my life because I grew up in an environment where, like, hey, you're stupid. You're not going to go anywhere in life. You're stupid. And then for some reason, when we're kids, that stays up here. And I was like, all right, I guess I am. Never question it. Every dream I had was always just sort of distilled down to, like, well, I can't achieve that, so maybe I'll just shoot for this. Like, fuck that.
That's it, man. My dad, he was great, man. He goes, you listen, you can do anything you put your mind to. That was his motto to me every time. Listen, if you put your mind to it, you can do it. You know, you gotta believe in yourself. You know, there's enough self-doubt out there. There's going to be people who are going to be doubting you. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know, every single person, not every single person, but a ton of people, when I started the construction business, they said, you're going to fail. Well, I didn't. When I started the solar plane business, they're like, what? What do you know about that? You're going to fail. Nope, I didn't. Coffee business. What do you know about that? You're going to fail. Here I am. Like, no, you only fail because if you let yourself fail.
Yeah.
You know, and failure is okay. That's part of success. You know, Elon Musk's, the Jeff Bezos, these guys, they didn't become who they are because of everything they did was successful. I bet you if you go read their bios and all that, they probably had more failures than successes.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Amazon so started in if I remember right, Amazon started, like, you know,
in a garage, I think.
That was Apple.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
But that's small off, like one room. Like, it wasn't something that none of these companies, none of these people that you look up to or you see or that the books you read, nobody just woke up one day and said, you know what? I did it, baby. This is it. I'm fucking miraculous. Like, there's only one Jesus. Like, there's only one. But we build it up in our heads like, oh, man, that guy, like, if he can, like, I don't know if I can do that. I mean, and look at some of the fucking people that our media and the pundits say are going to be the next top things. Like, I don't know if you watched the news or seen the recent crypto crisis, but the FTX crisis.
No shit.
This guy,
You
This
tell me
dude,
there's a crypto crisis? Imagine that.
Exactly. Like this guy, complete boner. Like you just put him up on a lineup. You're like, okay, that's a boner. I would never invest any money into this guy. But this dude was projected to be the next great wonderkin. Just a few years later, he's like involved in the greatest scheme and sham of taking millions of dollars. And I'm like, huh, there we go.
Yeah.
Or the Theranos lady. Like another one's like, oh, this brilliant woman. She's got the idea. No, bullshit artist.
Wow.
Bullshit artists are out there and they're taking money. So that just tells you right there, confidence.
Yep.
And have a dream. You could be the next guy that blows smoke up people's ass and gets paid for it.
That might
just
be
don't
the
get
new
caught.
miracle drug. Who fucking knows, man? I mean, like, to this day and age, when shit comes up, it doesn't surprise me anymore. I'm just kind of like, that doesn't surprise me at all, man. But along the way, what's also is important is you got to take care of yourself. You have to do something for you. Whether, what really helped me out was, going to the beach, taking my dog to the beach and walking on the beach, man, get out in the sun, get out there. I wasn't all shirtless and all that, but I'd go out to the beach and flip flops, cause I have a nice little flip flop tan going on. I'm proud of that tan. I worked hard on that tan.
The other great thing about the beach, it's that soft sand, less stress on your ankles, less stress on your feet. Like I am constantly in orthopedic shoes or my orthopedic Hoka slides. That's a plug for Hoka. Give me a sponsorship. No. But it's like, cause it's the only time I can get comfort just being barefooted is on that nice, soft friggin' sand. And that's a great place to go and contemplate and just walk. Just friggin' walk, man.
I mean, today, like I still have back issues. I still have my right fucking ankle, my right knee is jacked, but I don't let it stop me. I don't let those injuries define who I am. I define the injuries.
Yeah.
So I still go do mountain biking. I still go paddleboarding. I still go scuba diving. I still go do snow skiing. Hiking only when I'm hunting. I don't really enjoy fucking going out hiking. But hiking when I'm hunting. But I still enjoy it just with limitations. I can't go run. I can't go do 20 runs down a mountain on a mountain bike. I can do 5 or 6. But I'm good with that. I get that fix. I get that feeling, and I'm like, okay. And I pay the repercussions later. I know it's going to hurt, but what I mean? I'm not going to let the injuries define me and stop me from doing things I enjoy in life.
Yeah, that's a great thing and why I'm a big advocate for mindfulness, because you truly build an understanding and awareness for your body. Being present, being still, breathing, practicing meditation, and really focusing. Like I never ever thought, and this is like such a strange relationship we have with our own bodies. Think about, can you feel all the way down to your pinky toes? Like right now, can you sense all the way down? I never thought about like being able to sit present and just being able to like, okay, I want to feel and sense all the way down to my toes. Never did that. I never had that relationship with my own body. And here I am years later, finally learning about meditation, sitting down with 2 fucked up feet from bad surgeries. And then they're like, okay, I want you to just meditate and focus your attention to your feet. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. Why? Because that's where I have pain. Well, do you have pain now? Right now, as you're sitting down, do you have pain? Well, no. But that's when I usually, no, I'm asking you about right now in this moment. Sitting down, you're not standing, you're not walking. And it finally hit me. It's like, oh shit. That relationship that I have with pain constantly, like I know when I walk, when I stand, when I'm being active, there's pain. Yep. But not when I'm sitting down, but I didn't have enough awareness. I'm just always just like, whatever, man. Like I'm just always going to be in pain. No, think of the moments in time when you're not in pain. Bring awareness to that. That's a powerful tool. Like right now, I don't feel any pain. Like my mind's not focused on it. But before, that was all I was thinking about. The moment I get up, I'm going to be in pain. It's just going to be, I need to figure out some way to be out of pain. Dude, you have options. You can do so much and then be grateful for all that time you don't have pain. And then understand that that's not the reality. You're not always in pain, and figure out what you can do without it. Like that was the biggest thing that like blew my mind, that got me like seriously hooked and reading. And I'm like, okay, this is some powerful fucking shit. This like some ninja Star Wars Force type of shit. Figure this out. I need to start studying this more. And it's like deeply connected to everything, the way you breathe, the way you walk around. there was moments in time where I would just fucking not know where I was at, just walking mindlessly because everything's just focused on pain.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh fuck, what was I doing? What was I going on? Dude, like understanding that there's a bigger world and there's an intimacy with our own body that we're lacking is a big thing that we all need to like slow down and understand. Is like, especially if you deal with chronic pain, it's like we're always looking for like an external thing to take away that pain, when in reality it's like, dude, you can take care of that to a degree.
Yep.
And be able to understand that you're not always in pain. Yeah. If you suffer from back injuries, friggin' arthritis, all those things, yeah, flare-ups, it sucks, but
part of life.
It is part of life. And at the same time, like, hey, it's not going to stop me or you from living our lives. Like, in the days where we can't be as active, okay, cool, but you got to take the good with the bad, because some days you feel great and it's like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, that's why, like, ultimately my dream is to get as much more treatment as I can for my feet, be able to recover, whether it's through stem cells or whatever, PRP that I'm trying to get on my feet, whatever I can do to finally get to the point where I can like set up that epic hunt with some friends. Cause I got one of the co-hosts, Ryan, or David, freaking David Ryan. Who the fuck has two names? David, choose one. Damn it. He's got some amazing property now that it's like we can go out and hang out and hunt and camp, and it's like, fuck, like I cannot wait to get to the point where I can throw on some boots to go out there and hunt with my friends and be out there in that environment. Because man, there's something powerful about being out in the woods, being able to hike. Like, dude, there's nothing more like being out with your buddies, campfire, and just trading stories, getting ready to go hunt. Like, that's
unplug, like electronics off, nothing. You don't have that distraction, just that company, or if you're out there by yourself, just that thought, that time to really like clear your mind.
Absolutely.
That's why I love it. It'd be great to have a group of friends to go out with and go hunting with, but those are few and far between, especially here in California where I'm at.
I was going to bring it up eventually. I wasn't going to say anything at first, but man, like we gotta figure out a way to get you out of California. We gotta rescue you.
Yeah. Hunting with Nerf guns suck. Yeah. I have almost picked up and said, screw it, I'm going to Florida or Texas. People are like, why not back to Oklahoma? I was like, man, I don't really like Oklahoma. I mean, I love Oklahoma. You're not going to take Oklahoma out of me. I love Oklahoma, but I don't want to go back there and live. That's what draws me to San Diego, because there's so much to do. I tell people I love California, and then they look at like surprised, like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, oh no, he's come, he's going to the other side. Like, no, I just love the state California.
Yeah.
I don't like everything else about it. But
there's a lot to be said about what the state offers as far as recreation, parks, and there are a lot of people, like-minded individuals within the state, but it does suck that everything revolves around that weird nucleus of Hollywood, where they determine all the rules. They determine everything for the state and what you guys do. And it's like, man, like
it's getting weird.
Let's just create a new California.
Yeah.
A really cool place.
Listen, I'm into weird shit. Like, I'm fucking down. But fucking California weird, man. Like they're on a different weird. Like, I'm like, all right, I don't know.
In the words of Eric, California, let's get weird. And then with dot, not too weird, just right, just the right type of weird.
That is it, man. That's funny. Oh shit.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that day is going to come where I'm going to be, just like everybody else, man, taking my toys in my truck and scooting out of here, because it's just getting insane out here.
But it's one of those things where like we love the aspect of building our community. So like we're really big about our peer-to-peer support network. We're really big about having that ability to build and promote, like build your support structure, whether it's virtual or in person. Go out there, be vulnerable, and meet new friends, because that is important. Like, we didn't get through our deployments or any of our training by ourselves. We always had a team. We always had people to fall back together on and make it through those hard points in our lives. And being a civilian is no different. When you're finally out and you're finally in that new community, you got to take that bold step out there and meet new people, because that's what's going to enrich your life. Like, having the connections, having the people that are willing to be there for you when you were vulnerable, when you needed somebody the most. You had that one friend. And that's something that we all need. That one person can make it literally made the difference, life and death in your case, and for a lot of people, that one friend.
If he was not listening and he was just phoning it in.
Yeah.
I was committed that day. I was going home and committing suicide.
Yeah.
That day. I can't remember what fucking day it was, but that day I was committed and I was going to commit suicide. I was done. But him actively listening and caught the cue of, like, something's not right.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask somebody you know, or maybe you even met, but you can see they're in a little bit of distress. Go, how's everything going, man? You doing all right?
Exactly.
Is there anything I can help you with? You know, because you'll be surprised how many people go, wow, I'm actually struggling.
Yeah.
Thank you. And give you a little bit of hope. You know, and that's what I hope my story does, is give somebody hope. It gives them that courage to, like, I'm not going to quit today. And it also influences them to reach out to somebody that they're close to. Yeah. And hell, if they're not close to you, not close to anybody, man, my phone's on. Call me.
Absolutely.
I will listen. You know,
so where can we go to buy your amazing, delicious coffee?
You can go to redwhiteandbadassbrew.com. You can also check me out on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and TikTok. You know, so if you look up Red, White, and Badass Brew, it's on there. I'm on Public Square. I'm on True Social. Am I missing a platform? I'm on YouTube.
Nice.
I'm on YouTube. So, you know, I'm out there. You can find me. But to try this badass coffee, go to Red, White, and Badass Brew. Check it out. Go in there. I'm still doing my Black Friday sale. So we got free shipping with orders over $45. And that's going to end into this week. And, you know, go out there and support your community, man, and have fun doing it.
Absolutely. We're going to, as soon as I'm horrible about this because I have not been doing my website work for a while because I've just got too many projects. I'm doing a lot of writing for you guys on this blog. All right. I got a lot of things I put out there for you, and a new 30-day challenge getting posted tomorrow. But I promise this week I will be adding his coffee to our website. So you can click a link and go straight to his, like, hey, with all the other stuff. So you can just go, if you forget where to go, just go to the website with all the resources. And while you're there, look at the Cohen Network, look at BetterHelp, look at all the great things we have there, because it's for you.
That's it.
I love you so much. Just you. Just the one listener we have in northern Singapore.
Yeah.
That's a real metric. I don't know who you are, but I love you.
You have a guy in Singapore. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. I love you. You're a value added to this community, and hit us up and I'll send you some swag.
And I love you too. Too bad I can't ship coffee there.
that shipping fee is gonna kill me, but damn it, I'm committed.
Whoa.
Dustin, thank you so much for coming on today, man. Any last thoughts, anything you'd like to share, or any hope you want to give out if anybody is out there struggling? Any last final parting shots?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, go out there. You know, you guys served. You have the grit. Don't be afraid to take chances, but also don't lose yourself and forget to focus on you. And no matter what you have going on in life, there's somebody out there that will listen to you. So if you're going through something, pick up the phone, man. Talk to that friend.
Right. And if you need support, hit us up every Thursday night from 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have our Security Halt peer-to-peer support group. You don't have to turn on your camera. You don't have to even talk the first night. Just listen and see what it's like. We have some rules. But just like Fight Club, we don't talk about it. Oh shit, I just talked about it. But yeah, you don't have to feel like you have to share the first night. You don't have to feel like you have to even have the camera on. If you just want to listen and hear what our peer-to-peer support group is like, jump on. The link's on our website. Just head on over to securityhalt.com and go to our support link, click on it, and register. And you'll get a magical golden ticket, all for free, because we're cool like that. Until next time, take care, guys.
Oh, wow, that was a good show, and I bet you can't wait for the next episode to drop, and I'll let you know something. It's coming real soon. But in the meantime, why don't you head on over to triplenickel.com and buy some new shirts or hats and share them with your friends and family, because that's what the new year's about, you know, gratitude, showing it to everyone. So yeah, go to triplenickel.com and use our code, Security Out Podcast, for 15% off your entire order. Ooh-wee.